this cure, this plant and this cure. How did it come? And that does realize me, definitely, scientifically, they were definitely very, very advanced. And to us that one civilization after another civilization, there has been one civilization gone, another came up, and that civilization was very advanced, equally as today we are. And to tell you very interestingly, we are trying to find out the scientific facts, because you know there are millions of plants. In India, if you travel, there are many books written on plant-based therapy, and we have every plant something which it can locally cure, some problem can be taken care of. And I have always been wondering, when even today, if you want to analyze the constituents of any plant, you need lot of spectrophotometer, mass spectrophotometer, Geldal, and so many apparatus. And those apparatus I do not know whether available or not. But today, when what is written in the book, when cross-checked by the scientists, they found it. Yes, these were the constants available and was very important for this kind of a disease. So there is definitely a challenge that we have today, because I am to tell you, you are youth, you are future of globe. I absolutely believe. Look, you are born at a time, at one era where the science has already attained a lot of things, and you all of us take benefit, advantage of the technology, science. You have been enjoying that. But equally important for you is now, because a science tool is not necessarily always useful. Can we say nuclear bomb is useful? Is a product of a science? Can we say that many things which the science produce always all time useful? If it is not all time all useful, I am to tell you that anything around us which gives us a relief, which we enjoy, definitely have some demerits. It is up to you to decide what that demerit is. If we are living all time in a particular temperature, we are enjoying a car, definitely all these infrastructure, all these which we believe comfort, things of the comfort, definitely have certain demerit, and you have to identify. Therefore, it is equally important for all of you and youths in future, those who are the future of the globe, must also look behind and find out those wisdom and values. They were very important, because today we have not been much victim of the researches we did, the science we developed so far. But you are going to be more victim of those results of the science in future if you do not look behind too. There must be an intermediate approach, wisdom and new science, and both can give you a true relief and true development strategy that can be there. Friends, there are other things which I believe are very important. See, if you think that we are a safe society, we are in a very safe place where we have a very good infrastructure, we have a very good bed to sleep, we have a car to drive. No, we are not safe. The way we are using the Mother Earth, we are using, anything which we eat, we enjoy. Ultimate cost is to be given by the earth somewhere. You connect it to yourself and find out if I am wrong on that. You think of anything, be it a computer, be it food, it is somewhere, it is a pressure on earth somewhere. And that pressure, the mother, we call it the mother earth, is bearing. But there is a limit of everything. And the mother will also have a limit. And that before that limits come, we will have to see that the place, the ecosystem, the earth we are living with, we have equal responsibility to take care of. And when we want to take care of, our dependence pattern should be the one kind, where we take and give also. Here what we are doing is consuming. But if you find what we are paying back to this Mother Earth, I don't think anyone of us will be able to answer the same. Because the tendency of human is always to take and take. And that take has unfortunately ignored many wisdom which were equally important. Here, as I said, an example of ethnic values. when there was a local therapy system, when there were half a person, the one who used to treat the community with the herb, he was equally responsible to take care of the herbs around. He wanted to see the plants are safe there in the forest. He wanted to ensure that others also grow the plants in their kitchen garden. Or he wanted to ensure that whether the whole system, ecosystem is not disturbed, so that particular herb which needs a particular climate condition is not changed. So he was taking and giving also. And he wanted the whole community to depend on that, and since everybody in the community had to go to this doctor, herbal doctor, so that is one reason when herbal fellow used to say to the community that you should save this plant, it is important for you whenever you have a teeth ache, or your stomach ache, or your abdomen pain. You have only this plant which can save you. And then there was a system of take and give, take and give. And unfortunately today, in many cases, we have been taking, we are not giving back to the society. And therefore, something which we do not know, it is reaching to us, which is a threat, which is some way a threat to all of us, and that we, as a youth, you have equal responsibility to go to the wisdoms. Go to the wisdoms where here, or the wisdom across the globe, and try to find out what should be an intermediate approach. We currently have a lopsided approach, absolutely consumerism, materialism. And science did not have that role at all. We believe that science had a role. Science unfortunately made us materialistic. We need this, materialism. It made us materialistic. The science role was to make us realistic. We wanted to go close to the truth. It takes you close to the truth. Science role was that. Science role was not that to produce the material for you and you consume. And suddenly, as I said, it's like a balloon. How much air you will go put into. It will blast, time will come. Therefore, and I always love to be, as I've been seeing, I was yesterday in a class. Look, maybe professor has introduced me. I was a teacher, and I'm very close to my students. I wanted to be all-time friends to them. I'm not giving any speech, I'm repeating it again. It's not a speech at all. It is something which to realize, I have a son of your age, I have a daughter of your age. What I am speaking to, I have been talking to them. At least we should begin from somewhere to make a realization to all of us that the earth has given us everything, and you see, we need to not to invent many things in many sectors. Like we need not to invent many things in the sector of medicine. We had a cure system, and that cure system I have talked about you. We had a very good water management system. We had a very good soil management system, and these are nature produced. We should not disturb this nature. If we go on disturbing the nature, there will be someday threatening results that we'll have to confront with. So that's, I'm trying to say, please don't take this as a speech. Sometimes when a professor comes in a class, I was a student also, I used to say, well, 45 minutes will be over. This guy will stop talking, I will just go and take a cup of tea outside. When I was teacher, when I became a teacher, so I was always wondering whether my students are listening me or not, or somebody sleeping, yawning, or something like that. I had all time a responsibility as a student. Oh my God, get lost of this guy, the one who is speaking. And today also I feel that 27, 8 years, now it is almost 32 years ago, I was a teacher. 32 years ago teacher, and I have a very good feeling I am with the youth. But the teacher is today not a teacher. It is a one who wants to share with you what is our Mother Earth is, how we can live in harmony, and when we want to live in harmony, I am to tell you that the science which we have made as a tool for all of us, our development and the progress, definitely have certain demerits. We must begin to realize that, and also ensure that the wisdom which came thousands of years that came up, you must trust on that wisdom. I, as a grown-up person, you must find the truthfulness in that wisdom. But at least you should begin to think over that, because that only and the earth only can bring a sustainability. because there are many challenges today. We have unsustainability issues coming up. I do not know this part of the word, but I have to tell you that you must be hearing the word global warming, climate change. I don't know whether you have come across these words. What is this ultimately? It does mean the materialism. It does mean we have been consuming a lot of our earth. So the time has come, and that can only come when you will trust the wisdom, and wisdom says, what you take, give it to back. And that can only bring a sustainability. At this age of mine, 58, I am currently, I begin to be worried. I was not worried when I was 4 years old. Because nobody was there to realize me the truth. And of course, that point of time, that the situation was intermediate. So we did not neglect it, what others are talking about. But today, when I am another 34 years after, I realized that that was a gross mistake that we did. We should have had spoken to our students the truth. And friends, what is most important, as the last words I would want to share with you, is, look, I always believe that every one of us has a responsibility. Every one of us has a responsibility, and the responsibility is that we should save what we produce. If we take our self only, so we definitely are not in a correct direction. First thing, and the second important thing is that you are definitely said to be an advanced society because you're an American. Definitely. You are more educated, more exposure you have, and the new words very close to you. And I believe that, but you are lopsided. Lopsided means if you can become complete, if you look into the other part of also, and then you become a true leader. Because you have one, in my society, in my play, we do not have that exposure, a kind of a class you are teaching, the teacher you have. The exposure that you have, we do not unfortunately have. We are also lopsided. We know the wisdom, but it's not truly very. But since you are coming as a leader, you have equal responsibility to look into the other part of the world, other wisdoms also, so that in the future, your future will be very safe, and you will help to make the future of the globe equally safe too. That's the second important thing is. And I have been talking yesterday also that must all realize, all of us must realize that what is a completeness? The completeness is the one which does not only see the good things. You cannot be a perfect person if you have all good things. If you do not have bad things, the bad and good only can make you the perfect person. The bad means your sufferings. You should have all extremes, and then only can bring in perfection. If I have always been eating the sweet, I do not know what is bitter about. I cannot talk of bitter things. If I am not exposed to the many things which can teach me what is good and bad, I am not complete. If I know very good thing, my parents become very protective to me, never want me to fall in any problem, I am not complete. I can only be complete when I suffer also. When I go through the problems also. When I also share my pleasure with others and see that other sorrows are taken care of equally, we cannot be complete. And for to be complete, the materialism is the most important and nuisance valued obstruction. See, materialism is to gain. And when you begin to want to realize the things, you'll have to go to the other part of the life. See what other sorrowful things, stresses, strains, then get only make you perfect, and also what you are learning today and what is the past, the wisdom you have, that can only make you perfect. And ethnic science, ethnic values only can teach you the crisis management. Today you can be taught about a disaster comes, how one can take care of it. But honestly, a teaching cannot tell you how you can manage a disaster. It is only when you will be exposed to it and will suffer with it, only that can give you an idea of what is this management, this stress management, and the strain, and how to overcome those problems. That can only be when you will be exposed to it. A teaching by computer, a teaching by this method will not make you a perfect person. So for a perfection, and I believe that every person must try to see, after all you should realize what your goal is, to become an engineer, a doctor. If it is that your goal, I don't see it's any goal. Your goal must rather be, you want to become an engineer, but helping others too equally who are deprived. That should be the goal. You are a human. You are a human, and we must know the definition of a human. That ultimately humanity that we have to go to. Because today's society makes you individual. You care about your food, your place bad, and many things you do not want to say. The other sorrow, other problems. Now, earlier society was definitely like one. I have to give you one great mantras, you know, mantras in Himalayas. It's said, Nirbija Prithvi Nosadi Rasa Nicha Mahatmagata Bhopala Nisdharma Karma Rahita Pita Putra Dvesani Priya Bharata Parirata Dhanye Kaste Khalvartate Kalyuge Ni. So the meaning is that there will be a time. It was said in 25,000 years ago, and look, you find the truthfulness in that. It was said by one of the saints in India. He said that there will be a time when you will put a seed in the soil, it will not grow. Because we will make circumstances such. A time will come when such a disease will come which cannot be cured by any plants or by any medicine. And there are diseases now which cannot be cured. There will be a time when Bhopala Nij Dharma Karma Rahita, there will be a leader, political leader or a king, who will not care about the welfare of the society. They will care about themselves, to hold the chair some way, one way or other. And there will be a time, Nicham Mahatmagata, those bad people will have more say than good people. There will be a time. There will be a time when wife and husband will always be fighting with each other, and the son will fight with the father. There will always be a difference. He says, God bless me, I am dying. I am not seeing that era. So this is said 25,000 years ago, and it's true. I have to tell you that many parts of the world, the situation has become, you are putting the seeds, the plants are not growing because of water scarcity, low water soil, low water table have gone, and there are, Nirvija Prithvi Nosadi Rasa, there are diseases which cannot be cured. The situation has begun to come. So friends, you have a future. You have a rather bigger responsibility than we had. We spoiled the world, definitely. We are one of the culprits in that. We spoiled it. You have to see it in a different way. And the way is that please look behind also, not ahead only. You have to see behind what was the society like, what the wisdoms were, how the earth and the human were living together, what harmony was that, and that can only give you a very, very good future. So I believe that I have spoken, I think, to this fact, but ethnobotany is a science which was a wisdom where the community was treated with the plants, and it is still alive. Now we have in India and across the world the plant-based doctors, we must be knowing Ayurvedic doctors that we call. Ayurvedic doctors there we have. And the challenge which we all have today as a scientist, as a botanist, is how come our people in the past age, I'm talking of 1,000 years ago, defined and pointed out that this plant can cure this disease. I'm really serious about how come they have said it. So I have been studying plant type, plant structure, and the cure, the disease it has cured. If there is any relation, we can have some equation, the plant height, plant leaf structure, seed structure, and the disease related to it. I'm trying to explore that. If that equation comes, so wherever that equation is with you, wherever you're traveling, you have a problem, you find out which plant can cure your problem. And that truly will be a new discovery of science, in my opinion, and scientists are definitely, we are advising the scientists to work on this, that plant structure and the disease. If we can find out that relation, that will be wonderful. And I'm to tell you that, friends, you will have to come back, all of us, not you in case, but next generation, next to next generation, will have to come back, because the English medicines, you develop immunity, you must be reading. You can develop for one antibiotics, one immunity. Your system, then doctor advise you to higher doses once you are immune to that. And that keeps on going. But in this system, in the plant system, there is no principle, because it does not kill the bacteria. It increases your body immunity to fight with. It produces good bacteria in your stomach. Homeopathy is one of the products of Ayurveda. Homeopathic, we absolutely believe homeopathy. I always take homeopathy as a medicine. It is just a better version of Ayurvedic medicine. Here what it does not kill any, if I am suffering from any infection, it does not kill that bacteria. Instead, it promotes my other system of the body to kill the bacteria. It does not produce the antibodies. It doesn't produce antibodies. It makes me healthier to fight with that disease, and which is long-term effect. Which is a long-term effect. These are the values which we serve, and it's one example. But there are many examples in various sectors we should realize with. I thank you for the hearing, listening to me. And as I said in the beginning, please don't take it as a speech. I want to share it with you, because you are like my children. I have 2 children. I said you are like, and you have a future ahead. You will make the future also in the country, and globally you will be helping others. So you should be well equipped, and the education which I say, it does not dissociate you. The education which I am giving you currently, it doesn't. It says that you go back to your own system also, which was developed by our forefathers, and it was truly more important and more effective. With this, I end up, and as I said, it's not a speech. Please don't take it as a speech. I wanted to share it with you. Thank you.
He'll be more than happy to take your questions. He really loves to have a dialogue. Yeah, there's a question.
I wanted to ask something when you said you would like to see more people going towards herbal medicine instead of allopathic medicine. I would agree with you, but I also from using some herbal and natural medicine. I know that a lot of these plants, like ginseng, for example, people are using more, and some of them are now becoming endangered or uncommon. So how do you think, what do you think is the best way to encourage people to use more natural medicines without actually damaging the natural environment?
Yeah, actually he already said in his speech when he was saying that the herbal doctors, when they were using those medicines, they also had the responsibility to grow those plants back. So it was give and take both.
But see, what I'm thinking is if you do start growing those on a scale that's going to grow enough to do all 6 billion or more people in the world, then I think you're going to have exactly the same kind of problems with it being industrialized and less good for.
This is the most decentralized way of therapy. Because if I am born in a particular ecosystem and I develop some disease, so that disease can only be cured by that system. It says so. Therefore, it's very decentralized. If somebody is in place like Dallas ecosystem can provide you the herbs. It is to be studied. That is where the science was to work.
Local way of.
Local. It is a local cure, local plan, local cure. That's the system. And I'm to tell you that Here the system does not work in a way the allopathy works. It develops more immunity into you. Not only to cure that particular infection, but to, by and large, to develop immunity into you.
Okay, anybody else? We still have 5 more minutes. Yeah.
Do you feel that us Westerners and Americans in particular are at a disadvantage because we don't have that rich historical wisdom? Everything we know has been imported, including our culture, and we don't actually know what's local and what's real and what we should be using.
No, it's not that. You should be knowing. In fact, if you look into your own history, definitely you'll have that. It is a matter of discovery. It is there. It is all time there.
Indigenous American communities we had,
but
right,
you
in
know,
America. So
our mindset has become such that we don't want to look ahead. Always want to see ahead. If you have a problem, you just want to get rid of it. And I have to tell you that, I want to add, if you have any problem, go along 2 days, suffer. You at least know what is the fever, what is the pain like. And once you know the pain, then the cure, you find out, then will be better. If you have a pain, you immediately take, that's the allopathy took this, that status currently. Because never want to suffer. That's unfortunately a setback of human. That they want always in advantageous positions. And by taking anything but get cured of it. But every society has a history. It's the American, Western, everybody. You see, now everything is being taught, let us be organic. What is organic? This is an organic approach. To take the local plants, medicine based. And I have to tell you that. I do not know whether in America the researches are being conducted on plant-based cure. I do not know.
Not much.
But in Asia, it is the measure, and we in principle are working hard as a social worker, putting a pressure on the government that the allopathic system cannot be decentralized because one doctor has to be disciplined, 5 years teaching and this and that. He cannot go in a village because he spent a lot of money in his education. So he want to make a lot of money and go to the village, he will suck the blood of the community. So it is instead of that, herbal therapy system which was proven should be revised, and there must be something to be seen in that current knowledge systems.
Anybody else? I know for the fact that, okay, yeah.
I was wondering if you might be able to also speak in one of our medical anthropology classes, because we love to learn about this exact thing, and hearing it from someone who knows firsthand, that would be wonderful.
Well, I'll bring him to tell me the class, and sure, yeah, love to bring him.
Dr. Davenport could probably tell you.
Yeah, I'll ask him. Yeah. Also, I heard, Dr. Joshi, that in India now Ayurveda is regaining its prestige in some ways. Ayurveda is getting its prestige back in India.
Definitely. Because people have begun to realize the adverse effect of the allopathy. You cure it for one, creates the another one. A cure is the one you are totally cured. And homeopathy, I am telling you, my dear children, bachcho, we call it bachcho, children, I'm old. Take homeopathy, maximum.
I don't think they know. Does everybody knows what is homeopathy?
Homeopathy, you know?
Yeah,
yeah, it's available. That at least is the one. Don't take English medicine, and in homeopathy, I'm giving you an example. One German homeopaths have been the best in the world. And now they have come with a combination. For example, you need not to go even to the doctor, homeopathic doctor. Very interestingly, I have to tell you. Because, I have been doing in the country to raise certain issues in the country's public interest. We have been organizing the foot march, bicycle march across the country. We had the last one for 4,000 kilometers. Through the bicycle, we reached villages and tried to aware them. I fell ill, and I had two problems when I was bicycling. Every day we used to cycle about 70 kilometers, meeting at least 7-8 villages, gathering. And I developed two problems together. The vomiting, dysentery, and high fever of 104 degrees centigrade. This was and I had to drive 70 kilometers. I had no option than taking an English medicine because it can cure me. But I thought, if I do that, how I can speak to you? I trusted homeopathy, and I went up to a homeopathy shop because I was little trained for that. Because this is called the stress management and the management. Because I knew that I can fall it, so I read and I found one homeopathic medicine. Next day, by the evening, I was all right. And then after, my trust in homeopathy gained a lot. Today even, in my bag, there is a medicine. And well, I think everybody need a proof that whether this is a homeopathic medicine I am keeping.
This for what?
This is, I have a sinus problem. So I am keeping it with me and I trust on that. I am trying to repeat that. Now in homeopathy, even you don't need to go to the doctor. There is a book available, Rakvex is the name, Rakvex is the name, where it says that if you have this problem, there are many combinations made and the range of related, maybe that you have a stomach, abdomen pain. It may be for many reasons, not only one reason, that you have eaten something last night that caused, it may, but it covers all, because it is a mixture of 8 plants. If you look into the plants, it is the plant's name is written. And then it covers your all problem related to that abdomen. Therefore, please read homeopathy. Make it a part. You are reading so much big books for yourself and for community service. You can do the one. You can do that. That will be my advice.
Okay, I think we are out of time.